Alright guys, what's happening? I've been working on the truck a little bit this morning. I had to call a friend in to help me put the box back on. But it's back on and not bolted down. I spent about 2 hours trying to get 2 broken off bolts out of the underside because those bolts go up. I guess the best way to explain it is they go up through the bottom of these cross members, and there's a captured nut up there, a nut cert, whatever you want to call it. And the ones up here in this second cross member, not the very first one, were in there so bad I'd broken them off, and I started trying to build some weld up on it and grab it with channel locks and spin it out. Usually the MIG welder will get that hot enough it'll spin out, no dice. So started trying to drill it out, and I drilled through the weld easy enough, but I broke about 4 drill bits off on the driver's side one. So I started building weld up on it again, and I finally got that one out, and then went over the passenger side and basically beat it into submission so that it would come out. So right now I'm working on, I got the fender flare off, and this side's probably just as bad as the other side was. I start beating on it with the pick hammer just to see. I got a little crust spot there, but that spot doesn't necessarily scare me. I think it'll be okay. So I'm going to put you guys on the stand, and we're going to take this diamond plate bed rail off here. Feels good to get this thing back together. It was definitely nice to get it started up and get the truck outside and be able to sweep the floor and clean up around it. So basically what I've got here, I might have shown the other side, I don't think so though. This is like a scoop for a scoop and bondo out of a can that I've had since I was probably 15. And I don't use it for such. I use it for taking moldings off. And I've already got this one off, and basically just get that plastic spreader behind there and start beating it through with a hammer. Sometimes you can just push them off, but those are on there pretty good. So it's going to get loud because you got to beat the hell out of this to get it off. That's it. The first half took me about 8 minutes to bust it loose. The back seemed to want to come off a little easier. So I need to clean this bedside up and use the eraser wheel and take off the schmutz that's left from that. So I'm going to use some, first of all, I think I'm going to see if I can find a rag before I start wiping this with white balls, just to get the loose garbage off of there. Because is I'll wipe the whole bedside down with wax and grease before I wax and grease remover before I get going on any sanding or anything like that. That should be sufficient. I was really hoping it'd be warmer today, but the bottom fell out of our weather. It's about 30 out. And this is U-Pole waterborne panel wipe. It's almost like soap spray. But it works pretty good. I don't know how good of a degreaser it is, but I used to use it for a final wipe, and before I was using glass cleaner for a final wipe. You can hear a little bit of overspray on there, but it's wiping right off because this bed was so dirty. And this whole bedside's going to get primed up anyway. Or at least a good majority of it's going to be primed. And I got to eraser wheel the 4x4 stickers off too. Don't want anything too crazy get picked up by the eraser wheel when I'm starting to take this tape off here. Before I paint this bed, I'm going to have to put some blocks under there to get it up a little higher because the exhaust is going to be in the way. I just wanted my shop space back. Having that thing sitting on sawhorses really blows. Now I just got to remember what I did with my eraser wheel. I had to buy a new one. Here it is. So here you guys go. Spanking new. Is the camera gonna focus? There you go. These are, I think, $8 or $10. They're pretty cheap. And they last quite a while too. I don't know if you guys can see this, but where that eraser wheel is stepped down in the back, that's where the metal ring is. That's where you stop using this. It's junk after that, but you got 1.5 inches of wheel on there to use. The old ones didn't have that. wheels work a lot better when they're new. That's that. Of course, I'm covered with the eraser wheel dust, but no big deal. See how that works. It's amazing these diamond plate rails held on as good as they did. That was the only row of tape that was on this. Here. There we went, finally. I grabbed a step stool. That's a little beyond my reach to get good leverage. But it's a far cry from the height of the Super Duty. The Super Duty is probably 3 inches taller than this truck. I already think I came up with a better idea for you guys to hang out. I'm going to do it my friend Pete style here and put it on top of the toolbox. Sorry if I'm making everybody nauseous here. It's easier to do that than it is to dismount the camera and unthread it. That would have been a better shot now, wouldn't it? So I'll bore you guys with this for a little bit here and see if I can drum up something to bullshit about. Definitely not a fast process, but it beats the alternative of trying to soak it with Goo Gone and taking all day to do it. That's it. I'll burn the sticker off the side and do a little measuring here and write that down. Sometimes the new stickers come with a template that goes around the taillight opening so that you know where you're supposed to be when it comes time for it. But I don't know if the GM ones do. I know the Ford ones for the Super Duties do. About 2.5 inches and 15/16. know where your mark is. It's a little bit easier to put it in the right spot. These typically come off a lot easier. The other thing is, if I don't prime the whole bed side, you'll be able to see right where the sticker came off. Sometimes the heat gun works better on these. We may try the heat gun on the other side just to see if it's faster. Alright, that's all done. Just have to clean that up. We'll do a quick one on the other side just to see if that sticker comes off easier with a heat gun. Because like I said, sometimes that is the case. I don't want this video to get too long for you guys. I've been punishing you enough with the long videos, and then you got a 45-minute one last night. Looks like it's about 60 degrees in here, and it's 20 after 4, so I'm going to stop once I get all this decal and adhesive off today. And tomorrow, maybe we'll go for a ride and try and pick up those panels. Sometimes getting them started is the hardest part. Yeah, I don't think these are going to come off that way. I thought maybe I'd show you something, but I don't think it's going to work. Yep. Maybe in luck here. Yep, sometimes the old eraser wheel is not the fastest process. Sometimes that adhesive just gets so old and dried out that it won't come off that easily. You can also do this with a hairdryer, I suppose. If you want to burn up your girlfriend or your wife's or your sister's hairdryer. I used to keep a cheapy hairdryer for doing stuff like this, but they don't last that long. Especially when you're running them for a long time doing a lot of this kind of stuff. Yeah, that X is being a little finicky. This one absolutely had to come off because there's a dent right behind it. Right after I bought this truck, I was at my buddy's hobby shop getting some RC stuff for my 8-scale nitro car that I was running at the time. And we were hanging out and we had a couple of beers and shooting the shit. And one of the guys that stopped in cut it too close and hit my vehicle on the way out. And he was the only one parked next to me. That's how I know it was him, but I knew the guy didn't have any money and probably no insurance. So at the time I just kind of said, fuck it, whatever. Didn't break the paint, so I thought I could get behind it, but you can't get behind this panel. The taillight opening is, you can't get your hand in there, and then there's the inner panel for the inner bed side is too close to it. You might be able to get it with like a paintless dent removal tool, one of those rods, but I couldn't get anything I own up in there because I don't have any of those paintless dent removal rods. that. Alright, well there's 30 minutes of absolutely nothing for you guys to watch, but hope you enjoyed hanging out for a little bit. I'm going to cut you guys off here, and I'm going to finish burning that stuff off with the eraser wheel later.